Good evening, everybody. This is Jeff J. Brown, China Rising Radio, Sinoland in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And just north of me, a few hours by airplane, I am talking to Mr. Asif Khan in Hangzhou in Zhejiang Province in China. How are you doing tonight, Asif?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. I'm good, and just finished some work. I was at home, but doing some work assigned to me by my boss. I just finished that work.
Note before starting, I'd like to thank our mutual friend from the China Rising Radio Sinoland WeChat forum. She goes by the handle For the Rejuvenation. And to thank her so much for connecting us. Hey, listen, please tell the fans out there a little bit about yourself and what you are doing in Hangzhou. Zhejiang Province plays a huge role in China's ancient and modern history. And now it is one of the high-tech powerhouses of China, with many national and foreign firms working there. In Hangzhou, Microsoft has a big office. And, of course, Jack Ma of Alibaba fame is a favorite son. My wife and I traveled there in the 1990s several times and just loved it. So I really envy you living there. I hope I can come back and meet you.
Yeah, so first I will start for myself, like some information about me. I'm living in China since last 5 years, and I have done my PhD from China, Nanjing, China. And then I started my job with Jinchang Pharmaceuticals, Hangzhou. And I'm now working there with their management center, and I'm responsible for scientific innovation and business development.
Wow. Wow. And what is the name of the pharmaceutical company, Asif?
Jinchang.
Oh, Jinchang. Okay, Jinchang. All right. Okay, cool.
The full name is Shandong Jinchang, and in Hangzhou they had their management center. So I'm working there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of, there must be hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that have offices in Hangzhou because it's relatively low cost compared to Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and it's got a wonderful quality of life. So, well, tell me, how are you and your family handling the virus?
Actually, I'm living in China alone. Like I'm just living here, and my family back in Pakistan. And as every family, they were first disturbed when they were watching the news, social media, and some news outside China, news channels, and they were creating much more panic, and that's why they were calling me again and again. How is the situation? And you should come back. But I was here, the situation was not that much worse. When I was looking at my situation, yeah, it was like we were careful, but the situation was not like them. What people were seeing from outside, like from Pakistan or from the outside world, when they were looking at the channels and the social media, different posting and propagandas.
Yeah.
So I just convinced them that situation is getting better and it will be okay. Like we believe in Chinese government and Chinese what they are doing to control the epidemics, and I think that's great, and I'm sure, I'm going to stay here. And the second one, it was not like first I'm in Pakistan. I belong to Pashtun tribes, and this is our culture. Then in need you shouldn't how to say, you shouldn't leave your friend in time of need. So
Exactly.
it was
Yeah.
against our culture. So I
Yeah.
convinced my family that it's against our culture, and also the situation is not that much bad. So I'm gonna stay here. So they
Yeah.
were satisfied.
Yeah. Well, what's going on now? I mean, about your work, your neighborhood protocol. I mean, are you getting out now? Are you going to work? Are you doing your work online? Are you shopping? How is that working now?
During the peak time, like during the outbreak, it was like the situation, like it was uh, very strict. The situation here, it was kind of lockdown. Like we were allowed to go outside, like one person from of a family, they can go outside after 2 days, like once in a 3 days. But now it's like there is no such restrictions, and we can go outside. We have to follow the protocols, and like we are free to go out, go to work. We have started our office, like it's second week. We are going normally to offices.
Okay, okay. Are they still checking your temperature when you leave and come back from your housing compound?
Yeah, yeah. Like we have three different kind of like checkpoints. Like first, they check our temperature at the gate of our community, and then at the office, like we have two checkpoints. One's the office building gate, and second is like our office floor. So we have three kind of temperature check protocols,
Okay.
different protocols.
Oh yeah, okay. And of course you have to have a mask on. You can't go anywhere without a mask, right?
Yeah, we have to wear mask, and we have to keep distance while we are walking, like 2-3 meters between every person, and we have to wear mask, and we have to sanitize our hands and our place continuously, and
Hmm.
they check our temperature like 3-4 times in a day, like in the morning before starting work, in the afternoon, and like after coming back to home.
And is your company giving you masks, or where are you buying or getting your masks?
Yeah, our company, they're providing masks and hand sanitizers, and uh, yeah, they're providing us.
Okay, for you even to take home?
Yep, yep, it's free, like
Wow.
for
Oh,
every.
wow. That's great. That's great. So, is there anything else that your company is doing to fight against COVID? I mean, are they having meetings with you all and talking about strategy and do's and don'ts? And do they give you updates? How is that working with your company, being a Chinese company?
Yeah, our company, like uh, we have to update like everyone, every colleague. We have to update our health status every day before starting work, and like there
Okay.
is no change in our health. Like everyone, they have to update in the morning before going to work. They have to check their temperature.
Ah, okay. Okay, before
Yeah,
you go to
and
work, you have to tell them that what your temperature is and how you feel and all that.
yeah, yeah. Like before getting outside of your home, you have to check your temperature, and then like we have some application. We have to update our health status in that application. That this is my status today.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's really thorough. And
And the other is like what Xinjiang is doing for to help the in controlling this outbreak. Like they didn't take a break. Like the person who are like Xinjiang is a health pharmaceutical company, so they didn't stop work even during the outbreak. Like the production department, they
uh,
were busy in making the medicines and sending donations to the Wuhan, and like they send medical supply,
oh, wow.
also like almost like worth of 5.1 million donation to Wuhan by Xinjiang.
1.5 million yuan donation to Wuhan.
5.1.
5.5 million. Wow, that is about getting close to what, 800,000 US dollars. That's amazing. So, in order to help fight the COVID-19 virus, they kept production going, even when even at the most difficult time. Is
Yeah,
that
like it is even during the Chinese New Year, they started work, and they were like sending medicine supply and different donation in different form. And the person who are in the management center, they were like busy at home. Like we have started
uh,
work online, and then like the 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, we are doing proper work at the office now.
wow. So everything's pretty much returned back to normal. Public transportation, metro, buses, taxis, airport. That's all back to normal.
Yeah, like this almost second week, like last Sunday, I went outside, and like I was riding my bike. I ride almost 45 kilometer, and like in that area, everything was normal. Like
Okay. All
many
right.
people they were outside, many vehicles were outside. Like it was like normal days. Like I didn't feel that this is like the outbreak. Like things come
Wow.
back to the normal.
Except everybody had a mask on, right?
Yeah, yeah, like
Everybody was
like
wearing a mask. Yeah. When I look at media and social media in China, there really is an incredible sense of, solidarity as a nation. It's like they're going to battle. Even Xi Jinping has called this fight a people's war, which is just like Mao Zedong called the United States' bombing of China with biological weapons during the Korean War. He called that a people's war. What is your sense of attitude of the Chinese people in this struggle? The people you're working with at your company and your neighborhood. How do you feel about how they are handling this?
I'm really impressed by Chinese nation. Like they react to this epidemic like a nation and like one unit, and they take it like a war, and it was like a war because and they fought it like a nation, and they prove that they are resilient and they can face such kind of challenges. I'm really impressed, like how they what they did and what they're doing to
Yeah, it's
defeat.
unbelievable. And then on the on the other side, the West racism with its big lie propaganda machine. I abbreviate that to BLPM, using COVID-19 to destroy the image of the Chinese people, the government, and the leadership, whom I like to call Baba Beijing. It is absolutely relentless. Now, of course, you're a foreigner, so what have you seen yourself, as far as outside of China, as far as the propaganda against China?
Yeah, like I was seeing different kind of propaganda like xenophobia, racism, and different propaganda against like Chinese. They're killing their people, and like we were seeing different kind of propaganda, but that was like totally fake, totally false, and that was not true. In my 5 years in China, I never see any such kind of situations, or I never came across such kind of news or such kind of. I'm living in China. Definitely, I have to face such things, but I never see such kind of things in real life. There's all propaganda, and like about the racism. Virus is it can be like virus is a virus. Okay, virus, they don't have any other name, like it's Chinese virus, Wuhan virus.
Yeah, they were calling it Wuhan, the Chinese virus.
Yeah, we should stop xenophobia, we should stop racism, and we should take it like epidemic, like before there was different epidemics. So we should take it normally like an epidemic without saying like reacting like with racism and with kind of xenophobia.
Yeah. Is this Western propaganda a topic of a discussion among the Chinese on social media, or convert? I mean, are they clued in? Do they know what's going on? And what about your international colleagues?
Yeah, like the world is not like truly a global village, and information they are spreading very quickly and very fastly. So Chinese, they also like they were getting the information like how like the news is spreading against them, and like in Weibo, WeChats, they were discussing these events and such kind of stories, and I witnessed like they were discussing and they were reacting to such situations.
Yeah. I can imagine it must be very disappointing for them, but unfortunately, that is the
Yeah,
that is.
of course, I'm just cutting you. Yeah, of course, it was like they were in a war situations, and they need that time, a time of need. They need some help. They need some like uh, support. Okay, but in this kind of situation, if somebody they are sharing such things and they are like criticizing them, I think it's not a good thing, and people should stop them.
Yeah. Hey, Asif, there's a lot of evidence suggesting COVID-19 is a Western bioweapon attack. Of course, you and I know Beijing, Baba Beijing would never publicly say this, but I have seen in Chinese social media some discussion of it, as well as SARS also being developed by outside actors. Is this something being talked about in your circles, and what are they saying?
Yeah, I came across such news. Like there are two kind of theories, two kind of conspiracies. Like the other side, they are saying that this is like Chinese and this like, scare from Chinese lab, and what Chinese they are saying that this is a kind of like biological attack on Chinese nation. And also like I'm a medical professional, so many times like I came across different scientific articles, research articles, and there are some evidence that the virus is like lab made, like
Oh,
chemical stuff.
yeah. And of course, it's not coming from the Chinese because it has obviously been bioengineered to attack Chinese. If you're not Chinese, the chances of having anything happen to you are very, very limited. I just wrote an article today. Globally, in the 37 countries where there has been COVID-19, 98.4% of the people who have died are ethnic Chinese. So it's obviously been engineered to attack Chinese, and there's no way the Chinese are going to make a bioweapon to attack themselves. So if it is man-made, and I'm convinced that it is, it obviously came from outside, from
Yeah,
people.
actually, if you see like if that was Chinese made by China, so definitely they will have more information like about the genetic code, about the virus, about the epidemiology, about the transmission, but everything was new for them. So it means it was not constructed by Chinese. It was like
Yeah. Well, listen, where do you think the Chinese people will be in a year, in a year from now? Will China be stronger, and how will it be different?
of course I'm seeing the Chinese, they will arise from this situation, and like they face many such situations in the history, but they rise, and they will rise and they'll be more stronger. They will be more
Yeah.
stronger in the.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to really energize the people for solidarity and to work together and realize their goals for the 21st century. I just I lived there for 16 years, and like I speak the language, and I know a lot of people there, and I'm very, very impressed with what I'm seeing going on there. And I've talked to a lot of people in the country, and it's just amazing how they're handling this. And then when you think that in the United States in 2009, they had the H1N1 virus, which was started in the United States. The United States did absolutely nothing to control it. And in the end, 1.6 million people caught it, and almost 400,000 people around the world died. So, that's the difference between China, where now only 2,700 people have died. But about 80,000 people around the world have caught it, or 84,000, something like that. I mean, can you imagine what would have happened if the Chinese had not really gone onto a war footing to control and stop COVID-19? I mean, it would have been a humiliation for the Chinese, but for the United States, it's not a humiliation when 400,000 people die from a virus that was started in the United States. It's just the difference in the value of life, and the difference in the attitude of the people to work together and for a common cause is just very, very striking. Well, Asif, any last comments or observations before we say goodbye?
Yeah, like lastly but not least, I will say that Chinese, at least they have defeated the virus. Like the virus, they're going decline. The case is almost like outside Wuhan. There is no new case reported in last 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And also in Wuhan, the cases decline. So almost they have they have won the situation. They have won the war. Most of them. And like I'm seeing China, they will be more stronger and more resilient in the future. And I will say like again, come on China, Jiao Jungo,
Yeah,
Jiao Wuhan. Yeah.
Jia, yo Wuhan, Jia, yo Zhongguo. Go Wuhan,
Exactly.
go China. Yeah, absolutely. So, well, listen, thank you so much, Asa, for sharing your stories about living with the Chinese and working with the Chinese, and their struggles and their um, soon to be a tremendous victory against COVID-19. I hope I can come someday and meet you in Hangzhou, and I'll buy the
Sure.
first I'll buy the first pot of tea or the first pot of coffee.
Sure. Sure. I'm
All
here.
right.
Anytime welcome.
All right. Listen, thanks a bunch. I'll get this sent. I'll get this posted and give you the link, and you can share it with all your friends around the world.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time and thank you for your interview and everything.
Okay. Bye bye, Asif. Bye
Bye.
bye.